welcome back to my channel, my beautiful caramel mafia. And today I'm going to be talking about something that has been a struggle for me for many years and how God delivered me from it. And I have my notes here just in case you're wondering why I'm looking down. And guess what, if you have children, if you have little brothers, little sisters, this is something that you need to watch, especially for parents, for aunts, uncles. You have nieces, nephews, you don't have children yourself, you are a parent or guardian to a child, you definitely need to watch this video, honestly. Okay, so recently I just got rid of the homosexual spirit that's been hindering from me growing as a Christian. And this was a daily struggle for me because I've been struggling with this since I was, I could say about 8 years old. Yeah, since I was 8 years old. And I know that this is a struggle for a lot of people, just like it was for myself. Okay. When it came to me and my sexuality, it was always like a back and forth thing. Like, I didn't know, was I straight? Was I bi? Like, it was a struggle because I was turning into a teen and I was always trying to find out what my true identity was and like what my preference was. Because like as a young girl, you're growing and like you're just trying to figure out who you are as a person. And I knew that it was wrong because through Christianity and from what I've read in the Bible, it says that sex is supposed to be between one man and one woman. There's like no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You know what I mean? So with that being said, in the book of Ephesians 5 verse 5, I'm going to give you guys a Bible verse. It says, "For you may be sure of this, that everyone who is sexually immoral or impure or who is an idolater has no inheritance in the kingdom of Christ." So growing up my whole life, I was battling this demon and I didn't know why. And now that I think of it, I knew that it was a tactic of the enemy, because how can an 8-year-old child say or think that they have a sexual preference and they never even experienced sexual intercourse yet to even have a preference? So I was reading this book when I was about 15 years old. I'm going to show it to you guys. It's called He Came to Set the Captives Free by Rebecca Brown. I've been posting a couple pages of this. Oops, somebody was driving outside. I've been posting a couple pages of this on my Snapchat story. So if you're wondering what book it was, it is this book. Okay, it's called He Came to Set the Captives Free. And in this book, the author had met someone through her job who was a former Satanist and had expressed how Satan tries different things, and one of the ways that Satan had a hand in my life was through a spiritual gateway of homosexuality, and I didn't know what started it. Now, for years and years, I looked for the root of my problem, and I could never lay my finger on it. And I have to say, I didn't pray about it. I was just always wondering, like, why, right? And God had revealed to me that there was a spiritual doorway that had been opened when I was a child. So recently, one day, when me and my mom, we were having a deep-hearted conversation about this. And I had revealed a lot of stuff to her that I haven't revealed to anyone before. And I had told her like what I was struggling with. But she already knew about it. How? I don't know. Parents just know everything. So I had told her my sexual preference, and I had cried out loud while we were talking because I had tears running down my eyes. And I had asked God, and I cried out loud. I said, "God, take these feelings away. Like, you know what I'm dealing with. Like, you know this is a struggle for me. Like, don't you see that this is a battle for me?" Okay. And in that exact moment, Jesus brought back to my memory of a time where I was 11 years old when I was in the church, and our pastor had a guest speaker, and he was also talking about a similar situation that he was going through. And his exact words rang through my head when I had prayed, and those words were, "Jesus, show me why I have these feelings." And when I said those words, God revealed to me the roots of my problem. Now listen, if you have children, or anyone, any young child in your family, you need to listen to this. Jesus brought back to my memorization of a time where I was 3 to 4 years old, where I was getting sexually abused by a woman who my family had entrusted in. And my family members didn't know that this was going on at all. Now, I already have knowledge from this book and from personal experience that sexual molestation and rape can open your spirit up to demonic activity to happen, just like this situation right here that I was going through. Okay. And that night, me and my mother had prayed over the whole entire house, and I had also prayed in this room itself. And I said, close the spiritual gateway of homosexuality where it will never open up again. And I said, God, remove any negative spirits or demons that may have attached themselves to me through this lifestyle that I was living. And when I woke up the next day, my spirit felt totally different. And let me tell you something too. 2 weeks later to me, prior praying this prayer that I've prayed the night before, Satan tried to test me. Let me tell you how. Satan had tried to enter back into my life through a dream. And in this dream, he sent a beautiful woman to me. And she tried to seduce me. And the way that I knew she tried to seduce me, she was making like different gyrations and movements. Like, it's like she had, she was moving with elegance, you know what I mean? It's like she tried to like bend herself over and like she wanted to capture me through my eyes by me looking at her in a certain way. Because like the way she was moving was like with like elegance, and like she tried to bend over in front of me. It was all types of stuff that she was doing. And the reason how I knew that I was no longer attached to that life, I looked at her in the dream and I'm like, what are you doing? You know what I mean? And so when I woke up, I had to rebuke that spirit. I said, Satan, I rebuke that homosexual spirit in the name of Jesus Christ, right? And that was the end of it. I thank God that he's freed me from something that has been a struggle for me for many, many years. And this book right here that I'm going to talk about is that he came to set the captives free. Now, I'm going to read you the back of the summary of the book. Okay, so it says, for 17 years, Elaine served her master, Satan, with total commitment. Then she met Dr. Rebecca Brown, who served her master, Jesus Christ, with equal commitment. Elaine, one of the top witches in the U.S., clashed with Dr. Brown, who stood against her alone. In the titanic life and death struggle that followed, Dr. Brown nearly lost her life. Elaine, finding a power and love greater than anything Satan could give her, left Satan and totally committed her life to Jesus Christ. This is an honest, in-depth account of Satan's activity today. And today, you'll see how to recognize and combat the many Satanists who regularly infiltrate and destroy Christian churches, recognize and combat Satan's satanic attacks, recognize those serving Satan, and bring them to Jesus Christ. And this book has definitely changed my life. This is my third time reading this book, and I can definitely say every single time I read this book, I notice something different. This is my third time reading this book. I'm currently reading it again because I feel like it just opened my mind up a lot to the things that Satan can use in your life to kind of like draw you in a bit. But God has the glory, right? Now I'm going to let you know something. I feel like everyone should buy this book, especially if you want to know a bit more about spiritual warfare. If you want to just know a little bit more about the environment itself. And I definitely can tell you through me reading this book, I realized that the spiritual realm is way more real than the physical realm itself. And I hope that you guys buy the book. You can buy it on Amazon and you can buy it as an ebook. And it will definitely change your life. I can definitely tell you guys that. And I hope that it changes your life the way it changed mine. Now, this is the end of my video. I hope that this touches someone's heart and might even answer questions that you have about your own life. Okay? And also, I don't regret going through this because now I know what to look for when I have my own children. And I hope this is something that you could look for when you have your own children, even if you don't have any now. Okay, so subscribe to the Caramel Mafia. Thank you for watching once again. I love all of you guys, my beautiful Caramel Mafia. Subscribe so you can become a part of the family. Leave a like, drop a comment below, share with your friends and your family. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!